Last week, there was a lot of news, a lot of trending news about the Lagos government creating a law, enacting a law, making a law about reversing land titles, reversing real estate properties to back to indigenous Lagosians. And a lot of bloggers carried this news. It was on Instablog, it was on Arise TV, and several other online platforms also were creating different topics, different headlines about people losing their properties, losing their investments, and losing their real estate investment in Lagos. But in this episode of Meet the Property Guy, we'll be analyzing what happened last week, looking at the impact on the real estate market, and also we are going to look at what is really happening in Lagos, what is really happening with Lagos state government, and also how real estate investors can also manage and minimize risk on their investment here in Lagos. Now, in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this is Meet the Property Guy Property Channel, and this where we discuss everything real estate, about Lagos, about Abuja, about real estate generally in Nigeria. This is your go-to channel. We discuss everything you need to know about shortlets, about Airbnb, about land banking, about Ekpe, about Ibejuleki, everything really happening about on the real estate sector. You get it right here on this channel. So after watching this particular educative guide about if it's possible for you to lose your property here in Lagos because you are a non-indigene, you can also go to our different other playlists where we place on real estate companies, real estate developers, land titles, land documents, real estate risk, and so on and so forth. You are definitely going to learn a lot from it. So let's go straight into the topic. Will you lose your property? Will you lose your real estate in Lagos because you are a non-indigene? Now, before we go fully into the topic, if you have been enjoying our videos, you have been watching a lot of my topics about Fort Milan Bridge, about the Lekki Airport, about the Lekki Seaport, about the Dangote Refinery, and you have been enjoying from the different tips, the different guys who have been sharing about land titles, land documents, and you have not subscribed yet, I really want you to subscribe, because that's one of the ways for you to support us. If you have been enjoying our content and you have been thinking, how can I support the Property Guy? How can I support your channel? How can I support the fantastic job you are doing on this channel? One of the ways you can support us is to subscribe to our videos, engage on our videos, drop comments, give us like, and also share these videos on your different platforms, on Facebook, on your WhatsApp group, on YouTube. Share these videos, share these videos. Let's have more people to watch this video. All right, so let's go straight into the topic now. I don't want to give you too much appetizer, so let's go straight into the topic. Will you lose your property in Lagos because you are a non-indigene? Now, first and foremost, I'm going to start with different investors that have bought real estate, that have bought properties from different real estate companies. Now, I've been selling real estate in Lagos for over 5 years. I've got a lot of investors from almost all tribes in Lagos. Some are in Nigeria, some are not in Nigeria, some are in Lagos, and some are not in Lagos. Some people have even been investing with me and they have never visited Lagos before. Some are not even Nigerian at all. Now, if you have been buying real estate, you have been buying, investing in real estate with different real estate companies, with Landmark, with Red Bricks, which are the developers of Amen, with Veritazi, which are the developers of Itunu City, Itunu Residential, and so on, with Landway, who are the developers of Isimi, Urban Prime, and so on and so forth. Be rest assured, nothing is going to happen to your investment. Nothing is going to happen to your property. And even at the worst case scenario, if the Lagos state government creates any law to reverse land titles or to revoke land titles, still be rest assured that nothing is going to happen to your investment. And the reason is this: if you bought Lagoon Front Estate has CFO. If you bought Itunu City has CFO. If you bought Fairmount has CFO, government allocation CFO. If you bought Tiwa, if you bought Itunu Residential, all these properties have government allocation CFO. Now, these titles are in the company's name, which means that you as an investor buying from Veritasi, buying from Landway, buying from Landmark, buying from Xylos, buying from Red Bricks, which are the developers of Amen, buying from Mr. Africa, which are the developers of Lackwell Lakes, buying from Victoria Crest Homes, which are the developers of Citadel Views, Victoria Crest, Victoria Bay, and so on. Be rest assured that your investment is safe. Your properties are safe because the companies and developers have created a buffer zone between you and the real estate and the Lagos State government. The Lagos State government cannot revoke your land without revoking the title of the companies too. So if you have 1 plot, 2 plot, 3 plot in Lagoon Front, if the company wants to revoke that land from you as a rightful owner, they also have to revoke the CFO that was given to Lagoon Front. If you have 1, 2, 3 plots at Itunu Residential, 1, 2, 3 plots at Itunu City, the government cannot revoke your right to that land without also revoking the title that they gave Veritasi. The same thing with Amen Estate Phase 1, Amen Estate Phase 2, or Amen Estate Phase 3, or even Tiara. Your 1 plot, your 2 plot, your 6 plot, your 12 plot there is safe because the government cannot revoke your rights and your title on that land without revoking the title that they gave Amen. So for all the properties you have with different real estate companies here in Lagos, as long as the companies themselves have a title on that land, either it's governor's consent, it's CFO, your land is safe because the Lagos State government cannot revoke you as an investor, your plot there, your 1 plot, your 2 plot, your 1 acre, your 5 acres plot there, without also revoking the land title of Amen, the land title of Itunu, the land title of Landmark, the land title of Isimi, the land title of Urban Prime, and all these real estate developers, all these real estate companies, they are your buffer zone. So whatever the government is throwing, they are throwing at you, the companies are the one that's going to be protecting you. They are the one that is going to be accepting all those because you bought from these real estate companies and they have legitimate titles from the government. So that is going to safeguard whatever investment you have, either is Ikoyi, is Lekki, is Ikorodu, is Ibejuleki, is Eleko. As long as the companies themselves that you bought the property from, they have a CFO, they have a governor's consent on that land, your 1 plot, your 2 plot, your 3 plot that they sold to you is safe because they are your buffer zone. And for the government to revoke and reverse your land, they also have to revoke the title that they gave the real estate company. Now, secondly, let's now go into the matter at hand. Now, last week, the new speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, doing his welcome speech or acceptance speech or inauguration speech, whatever you call it, made some comments about Lagos no man's land, reversing some land titles, protecting Lagos indigene, and so on and so forth. So a lot of media outlets, a lot of bloggers have jumped on this particular story and have created a lot of headlines, a lot of topics, a lot of stories about this. First and foremost, there is no law in Lagos right now that says you cannot invest in real estate because you are a non-indigene. As we speak today, no law has been made. A couple of my colleagues also have jumped on this topic and have gone to YouTube, have gone to Instagram to also talk about this. As at today, no law has been made. Based on the democratic system that we are running here in Nigeria, there is a process to how a law can be made. Regardless of either someone is Speaker of House of Rep or whatever position someone is holding, does not mean that they are still going to circumvent the due process for them to create a law. There have to be a bill. The different representatives at the House of Assembly will debate and vote on that bill. Then after they pass that bill, it goes to the governor's table, and the governor have to sign that bill before it now becomes a law. There are a lot of bills the House of Assembly have passed, and the governors and presidents have rejected, that decided not to sign it to law, and it's not a law. But as long as the governors and president have not signed it, it's still a bill, it's not a law. So as at today, the entire statement or the entire matter about reversing some properties to non-indigens have not even been debated or voted at the House of Rep, and there is no bill that has been passed on it, not to talk of that bill being signed to law. Now, understandably, the entire statement created a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of division, which is why we must understand that these people are politicians. House of Rep, senators, governors, presidents, all these people, they are politicians, and they will say whatever they have to say to increase their fan base. If you study it very well, the current this current Speaker of the House of Assembly is from Mushi constituency. The constituency he is from is a predominantly indigenous area. There are a lot of Yorubas there, there are a lot of Lagosians there. So he comes from the people, his fan base is predominantly Lagosians. It's predominantly Lagosians that voted him to that seat. So as a politician, definitely what we want to do and what we want to say to increase his fan base is to say whatever is going to suit them. See, we Nigerians, we are very, very emotional people. We buy anything as long as it goes along with our emotions. So politicians have understand this, and that's why they constantly use tribe, religion, ethnicity to divide and conquer us. So first and foremost, there is no law as we speak today, 2023. There is no bill passed yet that also discriminates anyone, either based on your origin, your state of origin, or your country of origin, from investing or buying any real estate in Lagos. That's the first and foremost thing. Now, let's now look at the Lagos real estate itself. Now, the Lagos state government itself is selling land. So that means, apart from you buying real estate from real estate companies, apart from you buying real estate from families, apart from you buying real estate from communities, the government, you can also walk up to Lagos state government and buy land directly from the government. That's what we call government allocation. The entire Lekki Phase 1 is sold by the Lagos state government itself. The entire Magodo GRA, both Scheme 1 and Scheme 2, were sold by the Lagos state government itself. The entire Abijo GRA was sold by the Lagos state government itself. The entire free trade zone currently is being sold directly by the Lagos state government. And 70 to 60% of those the Lagos state government itself or herself sold to are also non-indigens. Some of the people that even bought from Lagos state government are not even the Nigerians. They are foreigners. There are a lot of foreigners in the free trade zone. There are a lot of foreigners that bought properties inside the Lekki Phase 1. There are a lot of foreigners that bought properties inside the Magodo scheme. And they bought directly from Lagos state government. So that means the Lagos state government itself is also shot in the leg about reversing land titles, because the government themselves also sold land, and they sold land to non-indigens, they sold land to non-Nigerians. Now, the third thing is, now let's now look at the scenario where the Lagos state government decides to create a law or create a program where they have to reverse land titles based on the fact that some people are indigene and non-indigene. Now, the first question is, how will the government knows who owns so land? Now, there are a lot of ways by which people are buying land in Lagos. Some people bought directly from the family and they go there and develop the land. Some people buy from real estate companies, got allocation from the company, and they go there and develop on the land. So how will the government know that plot AA at so street belongs to so person? primarily they will have to check the titles of each person. So maybe the people that have CFO, they go to all to the records of CFO. You know how many CFOs is in Lagos? Or they go to governor's consent, then they check all the governor's consent. You know how many governor's consent have been issued in Lagos? Now they will have to revoke these titles before they can reverse this land. So this just shows you that it's almost impossible for the Lagos State government, for the Lagos State House of Assembly to now decide that they want to start reversing land titles, because they don't even know who is who. They don't know the person that owns so land. A lot of people have built houses, different places in Lagos. The government don't have a record of who owns the land or who owns the house. That's the truth. So, and they don't have a record of who owns the house. So how do they know that this person is an indigene? The person that owns this one is a non-indigene. The person that owns this one is so place. Now, you may not say that, okay, what about if the government now goes around and starts documenting each land? It's easier for the government to document houses because they see the house, they see people staying there, they can ask questions. But there are a lot of vacant land where there's not even anybody that they can ask. It's only CFO and governor's consent or gazette. The government can say, okay, there's a right of occupancy on that land, and then they revoke. And if they revoke, they cannot revoke a CFO that affects only one person. They have to revoke a global CFO because they have to affect everybody on that CFO. So that means if they revoke a CFO that affects you, it has to affect the people that you bought that land from too. It's everybody. And what about if the people that you bought land from is the indigene? So that means the indigene too will be affected. So you see this now, all these, we have, the real estate market has become so intertwined. It has become so chained that it is difficult for anyone to now start to say they want to remove a particular chain at a particular point, because as you are removing it one point, there are a lot of points that is already tied to that chain and it's going to affect everybody on that chain. Now let's look at the impact of what have happened since last week with different media outlets that have done different headlines, different topics, different interviews talking about the proposed law, the proposed bill, and then looking at how this affects real estate market. Over hundreds of billions have been lost since last week because a lot of investors backed out of different deals, a lot of investors backed out of different transactions, a lot of investors even put a pause on the different properties. Some have 6 floors, some have 12 floors, they reduce it to 2, so reduce it to 1. You know, and some people that even be paying installment, they just say that, oh no, let me just wait till so period and see how everything goes. So hundreds of billions have been lost on different transactions, to realtors, to real estate developers, to real estate companies, and even the Lagos state government itself have lost revenue, because when the real estate developers and real estate companies, when they are allocating, they pay the government for a start survey for each client, and some of them will allocate 30, 50, 60 clients at a go. That's revenue for the government. When real estate companies buy a land, they pay the government for a start survey in the company's name. They pay the government for registered layout. They pay the government for registered layout. So, and when people start to build also, they still pay the government for approval. So the Lagos state government make a lot of revenue on real estate transactions in Lagos, and immediately there is a slowdown in purchase of real estate on real estate investment in Lagos. Definitely it will trickle down to affecting Lagos state revenue too. The legislatures, they are not the one in charge of revenue. You see, the people in charge of revenue, they are the governors, and that's why the governors, they cannot enact law that is going to affect them, that is going to affect their purse, because real estate should be among the top 3 highest source of revenue to Lagos state government. And if their revenue from real estate is affected, then definitely it will affect all the different plans the government have. Bridges they want to build, roads they want to construct, different social packages that they have, their education, their different expenditures on education, their expenditures on security, their expenditures on infrastructure. All these are going to be affected. So the Lagos state government, they are even looking for more source of revenue, not on top of them reducing the source of revenue that are making from real estate, that are making from different land purchases, as one land is changing hands to each other, Lagos state government is making a lot of money from it. But from last week, there have been a sharp slope in real estate investment in Lagos. It's actually affect a lot of realtors, affect a lot of real estate companies, affect a lot of real estate developers, and is real actually. The fear is real. The concern a lot of investors that, have is real about this, and is already affecting the market. And presumably this can also be a wake-up call for the Lagos state government, for them to realize that the money and the gold they are mining from the real estate revenue in Lagos can be hugely affected by tribal sentiment. So they definitely have to decide if they have to stick to business, or mixing or mixing emotions to business. So, and predictably, I am highly confident that the status quo will still remain the same about the real estate market in Lagos being open to everyone. See, places like Lakwe Lakes Golf, the developer itself is not even a Nigerian. Mr. Africa is not a Nigerian. Alaro City, the developer itself is not even a Nigerian. Rendezvous is not a Nigerian company. They are a foreign company. The Lekki Seaport was not built by a Nigerian company. So a lot of industries, a lot of factories inside the free trade zone are foreign owned. So one of the sources of the real estate market in Lagos is because it has been an open market so far. The Alaro City is a JV between Lagos State and Rendezvous is not a Nigerian company, it's foreign owned. Lakwe Lakes, that property, the investment and the project have been there for over 8 years. Mixed Africa is not Nigerian owned. A lot of foreigners that are even non-Nigerians bought a lot of property inside Lakwe Lakes. A lot of non-Nigerians are buying property inside Banana Island. A lot of non-Nigerians are buying property inside the core Atlantic City. So the success of the real estate and the boom of the real estate sector in Lagos have been because the Lagos state government have kept the market open, regardless of where you are coming from. What they want to know is you have the money, bring it. Don't worry, we'll give you land. And the status quo will remain the same. See, if you are an indigene, you are a Yoruba, and you are celebrating because they made a law that they are going to reverse and protect indigenes, is a lie. I can guarantee you that 100% is a lie. The Lagos state government have acquired more lands from indigenes than outsiders in Lagos. The entire free trade zone is 8,000 hectares. 8,000 hectares. 1 hectare is 15, so you can times it. 15 times 8,000 for you to know how many plots was acquired. They collected the land. It's from indigenous people they collected it. Then they moved them to another place and gave them 800 hectares, 10% of what was collected from them. The Lekki airport, proposed airport, is on 2,000 hectares. You can times that too, 2,000 hectares times 15, for you to know how many plots. That was also collected from indigenous people too. The airport, all of us will go there and fly. It's some people that lost that land. Abijo GRA was collected from indigenous people. Magodo was collected from indigenous people. Lekki Phase 1 was collected from the people that was in Morocco. So all these have shown that the Lagos state government really most times don't care. As long as they need the land, they are going to collect it, reallocate to another place, and share the land within themselves to their cronies. You understand? So either you are indigenous or you're not indigenous, as long as you don't have title, they will collect your land. that's it. Particularly in Ibejuleki. For you guys that have been buying Ibejuleki maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 750k, 650k, 600k, 1 million, buy 6 get 1 free, you bought 13 plots, bought 12 plots, bought 18 plots, and your land does not have title. See, it does not matter if your name is Bashoron or your name is Fashola, you are going to lose that land. But that the land does not have title, it does not concern Lagos state government. Actually, they will even collect the land from people that bought it from real estate company that does not have title and give it to a foreign company or give it to a non-indigene, allocate it, collect land collect money from the person. So that's it. Is capitalism. That's what Lagos state government knows. It's basically carrying money that owns land. That's the one for with Lagos State government. So it's been a lengthy video. I hope you have been enjoying it. You have been enjoying my talks, my guides, and with trying to assess the entire matter, entire scenario, and look at the impacts based on the announcement, the impact based on the enactment, if it's enacted, and also the current status quo, how you are affected as an investor. Don't forget, if you are enjoying our videos, if you are enjoying our content, don't forget to give us a thumb like. If you have not also subscribed yet, I really want you to subscribe. We have a target and I've not even gotten halfway to that target, so I really want you to subscribe and also engage on our content. Drop your comments, let's hear your view. I know on this topic I'm going to argue with a lot of people and I don't want to argue actually. So we are going to be having a security days. Hopefully in the next couple of months my new studio should be completed. So we are going to have a security days, bringing different practitioners in the industry, and can also hear how the Lagos State government have been acquiring land in the past 25 years. Different people and the different purposes the government have been acquiring land from. See, like I said before, the Lagos State government don't care. That is indigene. The non-indigene, they don't care. The free trade zone was acquired. It was acquired from indigenes. Abijo GRA was acquired. It was acquired from indigenes. Lekki Phase 1 was acquired. Bagodo was acquired. Even when the courts told the government that they did not do anything on that land, the government was still selling the land. So it just shows you that for politicians, all they are after is their pockets. Lekki Scheme 2 is there at Ogombo in Aja. The place 2 was acquired. A lot of schemes are on the island. Moremi scheme, Idera scheme, Lekki Coastal scheme, Iberekodo scheme, Ayetoro scheme. All these schemes you are hearing is land the government collected. They collected it from who? They collected it from indigenes. So as long as you don't have title, the government will collect your land. But as long as you have title, and that's why I started with reassuring investors that bought from Amen, that bought from Itunu, that bought from Fairmount, that bought from Lagoon Front, that bought from Tiwa, all this land that have title, that is around government allocation, CFO, verifiable gazettes, to an extent too, if the land also have government approved acquisition, just be rest assured, because the companies that you bought from, particularly the reputable one, Amen, which government you just want to push Amen to one side? Veritazi, Landway, all these companies, they are going to protect you. Sujimoto sold a lot of apartments to non-Nigerians, non-indigens. They are going to protect you. I can't go and put 400 million in the Korea and telling me I'm not a non-indigen. Are you serious? So all these companies, as long as they have very good title on their land, they are your buffer zone. That's why I always advise it. Transfer the risk on an investment to someone else. So transfer the risk on an investment to the company. Let the company be facing all the wahala regarding the investment. You just sit and be making a return. So all the people that have invested with Victoria Crest Homes, with all these reputable companies, they are rest assured. The companies are going to be the one facing all the different wahala with the government. The government can tell them that they come and do ratification for all their clients. It's not your business. The companies are going to face it. They collected money. So be rest assured, as long as you buy from the companies that have genuine title, the government cannot reverse your land. They cannot revoke your land. But if they are going to revoke it, they also have to revoke the title they gave the company. So be rest assured. Be very, very much rest assured on that. And either you are an indigene, you are not an indigene, some people, they look at me, they don't know if I'm a Yoruba. I'm a Yoruba, don't mind me. I'm a Yoruba. So either you are a Yoruba or you are not Yoruba. If you have land in Lagos, particularly around places like Ibejuleki, and you don't have title on it, no exhibition. The land is maybe exhibition in process, exhibition in view, registered survey. In Ibejuleki, just forget it. Doesn't matter what your name is. The government, they will reallocate that land to another person and collect money from the person. And they don't care where the person is coming from. As long as the person can pay them, they will allocate the land to the person. See, this thing is already happening. Okegun, in Ibejuleki, the government have collected a lot of land there and allocated it for different developers, different real estate companies. Right now, as I speak, in Okegun. The same thing with Ilamija. Some companies have sold land before, and the Lagos State government reallocated that land to another company. Because the company that was sold that land before does not have title now, and a new company came, give government money, they went there, reallocated for another person. And the previous company is an indigene, and own it, they allocated the land. So we are the one in this market, we know what happens behind the scene. We are on ground, we know it 100%. Nothing concern Lagos State government with your clinical. Most of the LSDP houses, it's not Lagosians that buy it. Even some people that bought it, that buy most of these houses, they are not even in Nigeria. You see someone in US and is buying LSDPC houses that they built for civil servants. Someone in US bought 6 units. And the person here in Lagos is still filling form and submitting form that have not even applied and touch the form. So this is just capitalism, basically. Person will get money, now you get property. So that's just it. So be rest assured about your investment in Lagos, as long as you have the companies or the people that you bought from, they have genuine titles. Be rest assured on it. Be rest assured on it. Now, for a lot of you guys that have already invested in real estate here in Lagos, be rest assured. This is not the first time when we are having an investment scare in Lagos. There are a lot of stories, there are a lot of investment scares in the past. There was a time around 2 years ago, it was trending everywhere that by 2040, the entire Lekki axis would be underwater. So a lot of people that bought properties in that axis started pulling out started selling their properties that water will engulf the entire Lekki. There have been a news, there have been a new research that shows that the entire place is below water, will be underwater by 2040. That was an investment scare. And then after a few months, the Lagos real estate market is resilient. It will always pick up back. I don't know how it does it, but it does. It will always pick up. So there is always investment scare. There's always investment scare in this our market. And in my 5 years experience selling real estate in Lagos, the market have always bounced back. Always bounce back. So this is the latest investment scare. Oh, don't buy real estate in Lagos. The government are going to collect your land. They are going to give your land back to indigene. How is that possible? How is that possible? The same government that is collecting land from indigenes. All right, so politicians are always going to say whatever they have to say to boost their profile, increase their fan base, gather more support for themselves. No government in this entire Nigeria care about their indigene. No government. Even the federal government, see, they don't even care about us as Nigerians. Let's now talk about Lagos caring about their indigenes. They are going to collect more land from indigenes. So, but politicians are definitely going to say whatever they have to say, as long as it boosts their profile. And I'm very sure the next 4 years again, the speaker will still go back to his constituency and tell them the same thing, that don't worry, we are going to return all your properties, we are going to return it to you. It's a lie. They're coming again. They continue cashing out. So it is what it is anyway. All right, so but I would definitely like to hear your view. I would definitely like to hear your perspective about this particular topic. I spent the past 1 week answering different people and saying the same thing. Be rest assured. We are the one on ground here. We are the ones seeing everything that is happening. Be rest assured. Your investment is safe. If you have your property, put it on rent. If you have your land, fence it. The value is compounding every day, and you are not losing your property to any indigene. You are not losing your properties as long as you have the right title on your land. Be rest assured. The companies that you bought from, they are your buffer zone with the government. Be rest assured, 100%. So you can drop your comments about your view, and I've always said it on my channel, diversify. So if you are not fine with investing in Lagos, trust me, we don't have quarrel. we don't even have to argue. We feel like it's better for you to go and invest in so part of Nigeria. That is Abuja, is the east, is the west, outside Lagos. I'm absolutely fine with it. Trust me. I have properties in Ibadan myself. I have properties in Ogun State myself. So, and if I earn more, I'm still going to go to Abuja and buy land too. I'm diversifying. So I have nothing against you going to any part of the country and deciding to invest in real estate there. So let's first note that. But again, if you have your investment here in Lagos, some of it, all of it, be rest assured. you are not losing your investment to any non-indigent. Trust me, you're not losing your investment to any. Just have the right title, buy from the right people, then you are 100% rest assured. But if you don't invest in real estate in Lagos, it's fine. Go to Abuja. There's Abuja, there's Enugu, there is Imo, there is Ife, there is Shagamu, there is Ogun State, there is Ibadan. You know, Gashas is launching a lot of properties in Ibadan. You can go there and be investing massively. So it is what it is anyway. So that's it. You can still also make a lot of money by investing outside Lagos too. So it's not a must that you must invest in Lagos. So I have a lot of properties I'm selling now. I have a lot of properties I'm buying, and they're outside Lagos. So, all right, so you can drop your comments. Let's hear your view. If you have anything to add, you have your review, you have a question, I'll try as much as I can based on my knowledge to answer your questions too. And once again, don't forget to engage on our content. Don't forget to also subscribe to our video if you have not. If you are watching it on your TV, just go to your phone. It's just 2 minutes. Search me, the property guy, and subscribe to our channel. I will really love you to subscribe to our channel. So I'll be looking forward to your comments. I'll be looking forward to your calls. And for a few people that don't know what we do yet, I sell properties. Selling real estate is what I do for a living. So if you are looking at investing, cash flow, passive income, land banking, leasehold, joint venture, you know, just commercial real estate, regardless of your purpose, I can always guide you to and also tell you which location fits which purpose, which project fits which objective, and the best way for you to maximize your return while minimizing your risk. So I'll be looking forward to your call. I'll be looking forward to doing business with you. You know, I'll be looking forward to making you richer. All right, so I still mean your number one property guy on the planet, your property advisor, your property consultant, Rabiu Mustafa. Thanks once again for hearing all my bad blues I've been saying since, and I look forward to another fantastic time, another fantastic content with you guys. See you next time.